don't meet my standards, right? They're not really, really good looking men. I'm not physically attracted to them, and I don't really want anything to do with them. And there you go. You know, it's like, I think my dad told me the other day, he's like, Charles Barkley, you know, the basketball player, it's like he you know, he's on TNT all the time, and he's really funny, him and Shaq and Kenny Smith. But anyways, like, you know, I woke up one day and I just couldn't play anymore. You know, that's like what aging does, right? Professional sports is a very good example of that. You wake up, you know, your body is, he's 36, 37, however old he was, I don't know exactly. But not everyone is LeBron James. You can't play for 17, 18, 19 years and basically not fall off at all. You know, you put more mileage on your body, you have injuries, you know, the wear and tear on your body breaks down until finally you wake up. You can't run the same, you can't jump the same. Your jump shot's getting blocked by people that are 22 years old, and the game's passed you by. And that's a corollary to just dating and life in general. You know, even I have, like, I'm 27 years old, but I mean, I literally felt like I was 21 just yesterday. I mean, I have some social media stuff, but I don't really use it that much. Like, I have a Facebook account, and you know, there's just reminders on there, like, you know, you're tagged in a picture from 10 years ago or 8 years ago or 6 years ago. I'm like, wow, that I remember being there. That doesn't seem like that was, you know, 7, 8 years ago, but it was. And it's like, wow, now I'm getting, you know, I'm pretty close to 30, and so things just kind of go by, and you know, you wake up one day and your life is kind of, what you thought you had has changed, and you kind of have to live, you kind of have to accept the new reality of your life. Or, you know, if you still want to live in fantasy land, then, you know, that's the reality that a lot of those women are living in. They're not finding a suitable partner, not because the suitable partner isn't out there, but because their standards of what a suitable partner should be no longer matches what they are. You know, you can't get the best looking guy that has a lot of money and all the status symbols, and you know, you're not going to get that unless you're in the prime of your life and you're willing to also put in a little work to tie that guy down. Because a really good looking guy is you know, a really good looking guy is going to be hard to tie down too, because he knows that he has a lot of options in his life, and he doesn't have to stay tied to one woman, and, you know, he can play the field as much as he wants. So it goes both ways. And I just thought it was interesting when he said women that are, like, you know, 35, it's like similar to just being a younger man, like in your early 20s. I think in a lot of ways that's true. You get ignored largely by women because they're getting chased by so many people, and you don't have, usually when you're 20, 22, 23, 25 years old, you don't have a lot of money to attract, you know, to pay for dinners and go on vacations with another person, right? I mean, you're just trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life. Some people might, but even if you do have that stuff, well, hey, you're not the best looking guy, so I'm going to try to chase the best looking guys. And again, I just, if I put myself in their shoes, I really think my behavior would be the same. If I was an attractive female or a very good looking female, and I went on a dating app and I basically had my selection between anyone, I mean, I could totally see how you wouldn't want to, like, you'd only want to talk to the people that you were very extremely attracted to, because you had, like, you know, tens and hundreds of matches of people, and you can just filter through whatever ones you want to talk to. And, you know, as soon as they don't meet one of your criteria, you can just move on to the next 30 people that look really good and then try to go from there, because you have so many options. But if you're a guy and you go on an app and you get literally one match for an entire week, you know, that's happened to me before when I did that stuff. Like, I went on there and I literally got like, I just swiped on every single person. So I literally swiped on every single person until the thing didn't let me do it anymore. And I got basically nothing. Or people that were just like, you know, totally not in any way desirable, like not very attractive, really overweight, you know, had something negative just off their profile, whether it was they already had a kid or some other personal problem that they just put right on their profile. You know, you must be able to support me, looking for a sugar daddy, just that type of stuff. It's like, you know, who's gonna actually want to do that? So it's just discouraging, and you don't want to do it. But you know, if I was just getting all sorts of women, you know, that would be great. You know, I would be very excited to go on there and to interact with it and to meet as many people as I wanted to. But that's not the case at all. And guys, I gotta stop here, and it's 36 degrees out, I think. It's really cold, and I gotta warm my hands up. I actually just gonna put my hands on the engine cover with my gloves on because my fingers are numbing. But it's I can talk here for a little bit, I guess. It's I've never really seen anyone at this park. We actually got snow like 2 days ago, which was unexpected, and so I definitely wasn't gonna ride yesterday or the day before. But today, you know, every time the sun comes out, it's nice, even though it's extremely cold. It's like I said, I think the high today is like 41 degrees, so I can't ride more than about 10 minutes without having to warm my hands up here. Now, maybe someone can tell me, if you see this video, what's the easiest? I know I looked into getting heated gloves. I've looked in maybe to getting heated grips, but I know you have to do a little bit of work to wire that in correctly. And then part of me just says, well, you don't really need to get heated grips, you know. It's not the safest thing to ride in the winter when it's dark out, and it is just cold in general. And so I've kind of delayed doing it, but might be nice to have heated gloves, as long as they're, you know, not so bulky. I've looked at some of them; they look like they're a lot bigger, so that could be an issue with just, you know, comfort and being able to feel the throttle correctly. I'm finally about to be at 40,000 miles on this bike. I'm at 39,937. So if I ride tomorrow, I might make it to 40K. I'm always so amazed to see people that have a lot of more miles than I do on just a sport bike in general. Maybe not on this bike. I mean, it can be any sport bike, because I think it's hard to ride more than, like, you know, 150 miles usually in a day. You could do it. I mean, I've ridden 300 miles on this bike in a day, you know, multiple days of 250 probably, but most people probably aren't doing anywhere near that. All right, my hands are a little bit more toasty. You know, my BMW, I imagine I'll surpass this bike pretty shortly, because that bike is way more comfortable, and you can be on the freeway for, you know, 10 hours straight with not only having to stop for gas. Wow, I'll tell you what, your hands get cold very quick. My hands are already back to being cold, about to go numb again. there you go. That's kind of my thoughts on the whole deal. I just like kind of reflecting on what that guy says. But I think it's ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just human nature. Women want to be equal. They've been fighting for, you know, more rights and equal pay, and you know, don't treat us like women, treat us like equals. So, you know, don't open the door for us. Don't you know, we want to be able to change a tire. We want to be able to just, don't treat us like women, you know, treat us just like we were a man. And so that's kind of what's happening. People are scared of doing anything like they did in the old days. And to be honest, I mean, I think probably not my generation. I don't know how it is in high school and early college. But I think people in my generation, like I said, I'm 27. I still think a lot of guys out there were still pretty, you know, they would go after the girl and chase her down a bit. And that might just be the same with every generation, you know, when you're young, because you're really